San Diego State University.
Dude, physical therapy never works, so dude. You'll get it to where you can walk and stuff, but then it'll bug you for the rest of your life. So if you have a chance to get the surgery, do it, dude.
Oh man, now I know what these athletes go through, and you got to consider.
Because dude, I had a term.
Now I know what Tatis considered when it comes time to get that. All right, so it's Mateo San Diego once again. This is the Sons of Montezuma podcast. I'm joined with K5 James. He's protecting our borders from sea to shining sea. What's up, James?
What's up?
And we got the dirtiest of the Dans, Dirtball Dan. What's going on, man?
Yo.
Daniel.
Okay, we got the big scrimmage this weekend. We're holding tailgate tryouts for those who think they can hang with the Sons of Monty crew. We challenge you to come on down and see if you can make the cut, because we are going to be there at Snapdragon Stadium this Saturday to take in all the first sights. Of course, it's only open to you season ticket holders, so if you didn't get a season ticket, you're asked out. But if you did get them, we're inviting you to join us. We're going to have a good time. We got the Sons of Monty flags for sale, the official tailgate flags for sale there. Not there, but you got to DM us for those if you want one. But it's going to be fun, guys. I can't believe we're here, man. I mean, we're under 20 days till Snapdragon opens. But let me tell you guys, I'm not happy. I'm pissed off today. First off, because I'm ailing, right? My meniscus is all messed up. So, like, I sympathize with Tatis right now.
You think your meniscus. What are you, Dr. Ortiz? You don't know.
I'm not saying it's torn, but I'm on the injured reserve right now. So, but I will be there. So I love personally, of course, I'm very proud of what we've done here at Sons of Monty with our NIL team and the shirts, just all the support that we've been getting with the shirts has been amazing the last few weeks, especially, and just seeing all the purchases and knowing that we're really promoting the guys, promoting the team. But we're under 20 days left till the opening game versus Arizona, and it's time to get down to business. It's time for football. Like Jesse Matthews told us when we had to sit down with him the other day. When fall camp comes around, it's time for the young guys to step up. And if you don't, you're going to get left behind. And that's literally his words, what he said to us. And it's the truth, because moving forward, all these stories, all the videos, it's all great. But now it's time to really prove it in camp, fighting for those position battles, proving it on the field and not just on social media, not just, and like I said, I'm very proud of what we've done. Like, I'm forever grateful for each guy. And I think we've picked the right ones. I think we've worked with the right ones. Very proud to say that. But now it's time, man. Snapdragon, guys, we've been a part of this fight in Mission Valley for many years. And the games are won on the gridiron. It's not won on social media. It's not won on Twitter. As braggadocious as those fans want to be, and saying that, we're in a big market, so we're going to excel, or that team's in a small market, so they're not going to turn it around. Teams win on the field. They don't win because they have a pro market or a college market. Like, that doesn't apply in college football. Maybe in the pros, but not in college football. You could come from the smallest town in college football and build that sucker up with excellent coaching and a whole staff behind you and the players. And now it's that time to prove it. We got the stadium. Okay. We're on the doorstep of Pac-12, Big 12, whatever you want to say. Okay. 12 wins last year. Awesome. But now it's time to go get that championship.
Man,
So I don't think mad or annoyed is an appropriate term. Maybe you're fired up, you're passionate. This year is similar to the year of the season where the actual vote was, right? For the stadium. I feel that same pressure, right? I feel like if we're trying to get into one of these conferences, getting our ass kicked by Arizona, isn't a good look, whether it has an impact or not. It's not a good look, and it's the opening season at Snapdragon. So you don't want to lose that game. You don't want this season to be a dud on our first season at Snapdragon when you're on steps to possibly getting a P5. So I think, we're probably all feeling a certain amount of pressure to a certain extent, and it is game time. And this is what it's all about. I mean, we've been talking all off season, but now we get to start talking about football. And we get to start talking about the players that we have a lot of expectations for, including the Sons of Monty guys. Hey, you're wearing that brand. Let's see it now. You want that playing time. You want those accolades. Let's see it now. Let's perform. See what you got. And we won 12 games and last year. And I think the last game the conference championship left a bitter taste in some people's mouths. And there could be someone that thinks that we were lucky to win those 12 games, and that someone being me, because of all the close games that we found a way to win, like the San Jose State games and some others. I personally don't think we were a 12-win team, how most people see it last year. And I think we could be even a better team at 10 wins this year than we were at 12 last year. So I think there's some pressure on us, and I think the team, the fans, the coaching staff, we all want to do well. It's the opening season at Snapdragon.
Can you imagine we're feeling pressure as just fans and supporters? Can you imagine the pressure going on in that building right now? And that kind of shines a light on why they brought in a guy like Braxton Burmeister to play quarterback this year. Because, there's a lot riding on this season. And that was before we found out about the USC, UCLA thing, the whole realignment thing. Yeah. Even just the fact that it's the first season in the brand new stadium coming off a 12-win season, there's some pressure, there's some hype, there's some expectations heading into this season. You can feel it as just an outsider. So imagine inside that building what everybody's the kind of pressure they're feeling, the heat they're feeling. So time for the rubber to hit the road.
So let me ask you guys a question. Who on the staff going into the season is feeling the most pressure?
I'm not going to go with the obvious choice. I'm going to go with Hoke, because ultimately he's the head guy. If it crashes and burns, if they have a disappointing season, it's all on him. But I know who you guys are going to take. So go ahead,
Matt.
No, it's absolutely the head coach. It always is. But with this team, it's not even a question. The offense has got to perform. We've lost a lot of players last year from the offensive side of the ball, but there's plenty enough talent in this roster right now. You bring in a veteran quarterback in Braxton for a reason. You bring in a transfer. You got experience at the running back spots. You got experience at the wide receiver spots. All the pieces are there to be competent and to be consistently effective. And that's really, I think we're going to get it done. I think the team is going to get it done. I think that's where it's at, is to be consistently effective, not to be, the greatest show on turf. I don't think anybody is asking for that or expecting that.
I was going to say, I really don't want to be in a position this year where if we get down by a touchdown, it feels like the game's over. That's the main thing, is I want to feel like we have an offense that can give us a chance, and the rare occasions where the defense doesn't get the job done and gives up a touchdown or 10 points and we get down 10 points early. It seemed like last year, if we got in that situation that happened against Fresno State, we knew like the game was pretty much over. Even though they came back to make it look close, we never really were in that game.
I mean, guys, we could say his name. In my mind, that has the most pressure is Coach Eklinski. I mean, it is what it is. Our offense, if you look from a ranking perspective, was really poor the last 2 years, and I think us as a group have been the most even keel about him. We've never been one of these people that complained about him personally or anything like that. Never. But at the same time, there is a lot of talk from people outside of Sons of Monty, and to where I'm kind of sick of defending it myself. This has to be his time to shine. He got his quarterback. We ended the season with a great offensive performance in the bowl game. So there's definitely some momentum coming from there. now we just got to see it on a consistent basis. The lack of consistency from week to week on offense was really aggravating and really tough to watch. And hopefully the staff has enough confidence in the offense where they don't have to go into a shell, like against like Air Force, how we just dumbed down the offense and, weren't willing to take any chances. At some point, the offense has to have enough confidence to where you could air it out a little bit. You could play aggressive. We did it the last game in the bowl game.
Whether it's Burmeister or if, God forbid, injuries happen and somebody else assumes that position, that retreat, it can't happen. It can't happen. It's got to continue to move forward. The mentality has got to stay the same. You still have to attack. You still have to take chances and not completely suffocate the ball.
Do you think it's easier, or you could be a lot more aggressive in a bowl game versus a conference game? Because it seemed like he played to win. He called games to win. Our offense was there to win, versus during the season, our offense was there to not to lose. And I want that bowl game offense and mentality, and I want that during the season, conference games. I want it. You need it. If San Diego State is going to take the next step, we got to be able to have offense. I mean, it is what it is.
I think the only thing I'd push back on that is that the bowl game was removed from the regular season. So I think you were looking at a healthier Lucas Johnson, a more confident Lucas Johnson, testing his body and being able to do pretty much everything he wanted to do physically. But I agree. I mean, there's no doubt the mentality has got to stay that attacking mentality. You got to take those chances. You got to at least air it out when you got Jesse Matthews, you got Tyrell Shavers, you have targets. And now with Mark Redmond, now with, we've been hearing all about Penny. We've been hearing all about Penny, these acrobatic catches, and he's making things happen, but the consistency may not be there. But you have the weapons there. You got to make sure that you're given a chance to make plays.
I can't remember off the top of my head about how healthy our quarterbacks were at certain games last year. I know you're better at that than I am, but I just have watching him and just watching such conservativeness, to where either the coaching staff didn't have confidence in the players, maybe the players didn't have confidence in the coaching staff, but whatever it may be, the offense was really hard to watch 60% of the time last year. Well, and despite that, we won 12 games, which is amazing.
Okay, so what are you guys looking forward to most inside and outside of the stadium, in the game and outside of the game? I know we're excited to get down there and tailgate and mix it up. It's been a long time, over a year, but this is going to be completely new territory. I know we're going to be caravanning in with several cars to our spot there in the yellow lot. But once we get inside around the concourses, is everybody just going to flood to the scoreboard bar? Is everybody going to try to sneak up on the piers and dangle off them? Or is it mostly just trying to find your seat and plant your butt in your specific ticketed seat?
So for me, priority one is, I want to see my seat, see what it looks like. But I want to walk around too, if I can. I'm going to try to find some lulls, or hopefully we can get in there a little early. And then I kind of want to get down to that bar, if we can get down there, where the team comes through the center of the bar to go out into the field. I would like to try to go just to check it out, just to go see what it looks like down there. How about you, Dan? What are you looking forward to outside of the game?
Like you said, I want to see. I'm already visualizing where I'm sitting and how close it is to where the little beer island is, or the beer garden, whatever the hell that thing is. I want to see because I think that's part of the reason where we picked our seats was quick access to that little beer spot there. I want to go for a walk around. I want to take it all in.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this has been such a long process. And like, I don't know if some of the listeners know how like on the ground we were regarding the stadium vote and Soccer City. And, you know, like that's how really Sons of Montezuma came to be, was just our passion for the stadium vote. Man, it's gonna be surreal being there. You know? All that time we put in
fighting off all those Soccer City fools.
I mean, our dumbasses were at the grand for the vote that night, you know, and we were all the election stuff. Oh man, it was just stressing about it, dude. Stressing about it way more than the P5 stuff. The stadium was way more stressful. Way more.
I mean, that's why it kind of boggles my mind. Like, it's so funny to think about on those days, 2017, 18, and how it was such a consuming battle to get that stadium site. And now we got it. It's built. We're on the doorstep of possibly joining a bigger conference. But the games aren't won. They're not won because of the stadium you play in. and the fan base is just so confident right now, so on fire that, oh, we got this new stadium, we're about to join Big 12, Pac-12. Just a few years ago, we were stressing out not knowing where we were going to play our games. Went to LA for 2 seasons. Now I'm not used to it yet. I'm not used to all this bragging on the team. Yeah, I'm still in a fighting mentality.
You know me, I never do the bragging on the team. I'm the other way. Like I'm a glass half empty type of guy. So you could join me in my misery if you like. And then when you want to be like optimistic and ridiculously homerish, then you can hang out with James.
Bullshit. We better beat the brakes off of Arizona, man. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Don't give me this. Oh, they got to transfer quarterback. Oh, they got to transfer wide receiver. Doesn't matter. They better beat the brakes off of Arizona. It's September 3rd.
The time is now, right? The time is now. If the hype is real, let's do it. Let's get it done.
Inside the game, I'm excited to see this newly rebuilt offensive line with those superstar, big-time prospects finally getting the chance to show what they can do on that right side of the line.
Yeah,
I'm stoked for that. I can't wait to focus on Masuli and Simmons on the right side. We know the left side guys. You know, I haven't seen son of a gun. I can't remember his name. The transfer from Oklahoma State. Cade Bennett. Yeah, I'm sorry. I haven't seen him in person yet, but you know, he's a veteran player, so he should be able to take care of business. And you know, the 2 returners, obviously, they're going to take care of business. So I'm excited to see those guys. Those 2, especially on the right side, were highly touted coming in. They were 2 of the highest rated offensive line recruits we've had in a while. So I'm interested to see the rubber hit the road for those guys.
Well, I've never heard Brady Hoke be so complimentary of a young guy on the offensive line. It seems like he's really high on Simmons, man.
When you heard him in the press conference, it wasn't necessarily that Simmons is the guy at right tackle yet. So I don't know if you could really count him in, that you're going to see him in first team reps. He said they were moving Dixon over Crenshaw Dixon. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
BCD.
Just BCD. It's easy.
Yeah. BCD over to left. I think they were doing it from what he said, who knows, but more just to provide flexibility and in case of injury or something like that. So I hope for my enjoyment, because I was a big fan of Simmons coming out of high school, so it would be awesome if he could start at right tackle. I mean, a freshman right tackle, college football, I mean, that'd be awesome.
That'd be a nasty right side, man, because Masuli's a nasty player. So those 2 on the right side, that bodes well for next year if those guys are able to win those starting jobs and take that right side over.
I'm looking to see some of the depth. There's some players that I'm excited to watch individually, like Oliver. I want to watch Oliver, Dominic Oliver. If you read some of the reports, he's going to get probably very little time this year, maybe some maybe some reps at the second team, a little bit. I remember when he committed, and James and I talked about it, we talked about like his first step, his quick twitch, and everybody that's watched these practices, they say he has the best like pass rush capability like on the team from a speed and quickness standpoint. So I'm excited to watch some of the young players. I want to see how Avenger does after a year. I want to see if some of the steps that he makes, because these are some of the highly rated recruits that we got, and I want to see how they're going to progress after a full year at San Diego State. Trying to think of a couple others, some young kids. New Zealand Williams is another one I want to see, who I was excited when we got him, when we signed him. So if you think about it, I'm really excited to see the defense, the young kids on the defense, and see how if they could be something that we could build around for the next couple of years.
Did you see they moved him to linebacker?
New Zealand Williams? Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
No, I did not see that.
I was looking at the roster last night and the night before. One of my COVID days where I was sitting at home for quarantine for 24 hours. I was just looking at the roster, and he's listed as a linebacker. So that was interesting to see.
Damn. I remember if he could be, what was that? How do you say his name? Selgi Olubai?
Oh,
how do you say it?
Segi Alubi.
I don't know if he could be like a Segi Alubi, dude. Like a smaller linebacker that can make some plays.
Well, hold on. You can't mess up his name, dude. Well, no, Sagoon. Yeah, say it again,
Come
man.
on,
I can't put that
James,
on
I asked you, dude.
You like the way I said it with confidence too, huh?
I know, you said it with so much confidence. You could cut that whole part out.
That's gonna be the opening, dude. What are you talking about? But I think New Zealand's isn't he like 6'1" or 6'2", something like that?
Yeah, he is on the bigger side.
Yeah.
When he was in high school.
Maybe that's why they moved him to linebacker, just because he's kind of growing into it.
So, but in general, I just want to I'm going to remember more players when I'm out there watching it. Some of the young guys, and I want to see which ones kind of like catch my eye, or which ones kind of make some plays. That's what's kind of cool about these scrimmages, because you don't know how much you're going to get to see them during the regular season. So it's your chance to kind of watch some of the depth, some of the kids that you were excited when they signed, see how they're progressing.
Yeah, it's crazy. He was one of my favorite recruits the year he came in, Oliver, and I completely forgot about him because he was injured.
Yeah.
He out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. And then they started talking about him this fall camp, and I was like, oh shit, that's right. I forgot he's on the team.
I know. I think it's going to be like a lot of that, because we're obviously before the scrimmage, we'll take another look at the depth chart, get some numbers in your mind of the players, and oh damn, that guy looks fast, or he looks big, he's put on some weight. That's the stuff that kind of, for me, comes from the scrimmage. I'm not going to worry too much about the ones versus the ones. I'm going to watch it. It's going to be kind of cool to see how each do, but I'm there for like the young kids and the depth.
From what I understand, this scrimmage is going to be more for that, because I believe they're going to scrimmage as a team again there at Snapdragon Stadium, but that'll be closed. That won't allow us season ticket holders and probably very, very, very tight on who's going to be able to see that scrimmage. But I know they took another tour of the stadium. That was all over social media. Everybody, just all the guys on the team really hyping up the stadium, how much they loved it. And so it's going to be a great chance for everybody to get that soft opening and kind of get familiar with the entrances and the exits, and just get familiar with your surroundings. On the field, I think I'm probably looking forward to most. There hasn't been really a clear-cut running back, but I'm still very curious to see about Jalen Armstead.
Yeah.
Chance Bell, I can't wait to see how he looks with the extra weight.
From the articles I've been reading, like Chance Bell looks like the best running back on the team. He's been such a loyal teammate, and he's been such a good teammate, and we want him to get his chance to kind of shine as he wants, and if you read these reports, he's looked really good.
Yeah, that's kind of scary thinking about him hitting people at 200 pounds when he's been, like 180-ish, and he runs like that. And I can't imagine him with another 20 pounds on him too. So I'm excited to see how he looks.
and as much attention as we and everybody else gives the quarterback position in the offense, but I mean, we got to be able to run the ball. That's just a given. So to see who's going to elevate themselves, will that be known in this scrimmage? Maybe not, but I'm excited to see.
And you know what? We haven't had a consistent running game in the last 2 years. Like we've been okay with the quarterbacks running, but it hasn't been anything, and with Greg Bell, but it hasn't been anything like the years that we saw before.
Well, I think it really shows how special those guys were, though. Humphrey and Penny and Washington. I mean, they were just really special backs as well. Okay, what else we need to talk about? Is there anything we need to touch on expansion or anything like that? Where do we last leave off when it comes to expansion? Because we're talking about it, we're on the doorstep. But really, I mean, this doorstep it's a long doorstep. It's a big door. Where are we at, James?
It's going to be several months, dude. It's probably going to go into like October.
Okay.
Yeah, it's basically the Pac-12 is kind of waiting for the Big Ten to finish their negotiations. And once that number is done and those numbers come out, that'll kind of set the market, and that'll give ESPN time to figure out because it's most likely going to be with ESPN because they're hurting for college football content right now. When it was announced that the Big Ten isn't going to have the ESPN be part of their contract. So it's pretty much ESPN, and then, whatever networks need like partial packages, mainly like late games. So we'll see, man. It's just going to be up to the Pac-12 presidents whether they're the Cals and the Stanfords are okay with. And I don't even think Stanford really cares, but I think it's mainly Cal. Whether the Cal president is going to be cool rubbing elbows with the De La Torre, that's going to be the issue. So,
why not, man? What's wrong with Della?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so it's going to come down. It's going to take months, man. We're not going to find out next week. It's highly unlikely. It could happen, but it's highly unlikely. We're not going to find out for probably another couple months. But I mean, you can every article you read that comes out is who's the number one choice, and that's got to bode well for us. So
I love that Flugar podcast you guys forced me to listen to. Basically, I was like, I don't want to listen to this, but he posted it up last weekend. It was just hilarious to me because he's just echoing everything we've been saying, just basically going on a rant. Like, you need to add San Diego State Pac-12. Like there was, it was just him preaching, like just yelling at the top of his lungs.
That was literally the worst podcast I ever listened to. and usually when someone says that, it's because you're listening to them and they disagree with what your thought process is. He agreed with me 100%, and I still thought it was the worst podcast I've ever listened to. I mean, no one should listen to it. But,
no, everybody should listen to it.
I mean,
preaching from the mountaintop. SDSU.
Like, you would just keep repeating the same thing over and over.
Yes.
With
keep repeating it.
Facts or insight at all.
I won't vouch for his podcast skills, but when it comes to his insider information, he's pretty good, man.
I think in his case, he's trying to be like a podcaster or an expert on conference realignment. So he's kind of speaking on things that are outside his lane. Like, he doesn't know anything about San Diego State. He probably barely knows anything about the Pac-12. So but he keeps seeing the San Diego State rumor. So he's riding the wave.
I'll tell you what, though, you can't take anything that Sikkim 365. Have you guys seen that podcast or radio show or whatever?
Yeah, those Texas guys.
Yeah, they're like the Big 12 centric tech.
Yeah.
They actually took seriously those rumors that the Big 12 was going after Minnesota.
No way.
Because I watched a couple of their videos, so now of course I'm in their algorithm and I get notifications from YouTube saying I should watch this new video from them, and one popped up talking about that rumor, and I was like, are you serious? Like, if anybody takes that rumor seriously, you can't take them seriously, because that is like some some fantasy island deplane shit, dude.
It's all for the clicks, man. It's all for the clicks. You know how it goes. Well, keep singing our praises, Flugar, because we need you to just keep screaming it from the mountaintop on your Big Ten platform.
I've seen a lot of articles lately that help justify the Pac-10 going to the Pac-12, adding 2 more teams to add more inventory. Someone made a good analogy of how like the other teams may not want to invite 2 additional teams because it cuts into their piece of the pie, makes their piece of the pie smaller. Yeah. But someone made an analogy of, with San Diego State, and I think they could stay at 11, dude. I don't think they need us initially. Maybe not right now. If I was them, I'd lock San Diego State in and then figure out the 12th later, because maybe UCLA or something happens, which I doubt. But they made it an analogy though of like, would you like a large piece of a small pie or a small piece of a large pie? And I was like, shit, that makes a little bit more sense. With more inventory, you're going to have a bigger number, which on a per school basis might be a little bit less. But the whole contract itself will be bigger, and it will be bigger on the tier 2, the tier 3.
Yeah.
So there's definitely, like, if you read the it's that Trojan Wire. Yeah. That Trojan Wire article. I was like, damn, that was actually a pretty good analogy. Now, and then the TJ Altman with TJ Altimore,
something like that.
Which has been Joel's guy like the whole time. He's like a consultant for the media, and he's really knowledgeable. I had already listened to the podcast before you mentioned it, James, just so you know. But but no, dude, I thought he made the point, which helps me understand like James' point a little bit more about wanting to go to the Pac-12. Just the remarkableness of a state school being affiliated with a Cal Berkeley or Stanford, and the step that must have took, and the impossibility for that to happen.
I love that.
He actually mentioned it, like just one day in that conference with them does so much for the whole state school system. Yeah. And I was like, man, dude, maybe there's bigger things than just being in a football conference. Maybe this is better for the state schools and San Diego State to be affiliated and to be accepted into a conference that looked down on state schools for so long.
But he was talking about how much of a landmark moment it is to see San Diego State president along with those Pac-12 presidents, a San Diego State athletic director along with those, just being affiliated in that group. I've loved how he really hit in on that and the history of why CSUs have been excluded from the UC system and that whole political thing. And, it's been written about, credit to East Village Times and those guys for bringing some of that history out, right? That was a really informative article. But it was great to hear outside of San Diego media also tapping into that fact and that realization, man. I loved hearing that.
That was the first time I've heard a guy like outside of San Diego media that was clued in on the situation. Yeah. And he explained it really well, really eloquently, and broke it down for people that really don't know. They just think, San Diego State doesn't have good academics. Like, no, that's not the case. Like, he knew everything. He knew about how they partner with UCSD to give PhDs and all that stuff. So, yeah, man.
He literally said, like, San Diego State's a great school. It has a lower acceptance rate than any school in the Big 12. If you listen to it as a San Diego State fan, and this is someone who's a USC grad, right? If you really want to get a good outside perspective of San Diego State's battle with the UC system and what San Diego State offers now, and it's just good to hear for someone that's not affiliated with San Diego State.
All right, guys. Well, looking forward to this Saturday. We'll get together and tailgate and get comfortable with our surroundings. So everybody, we appreciate a lot of new follows on Instagram. and our YouTube page. So a big shout out to everybody following us on social media. If you're in town, if you're a season ticket holder, definitely cruise by the yellow lot this Saturday at the scrimmage, 5 p.m. kickoff. We'll be there early, guys. What time we talking about? 1 p.m. Good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but make sure you do a shout out about your YouTube page, dude. And I think
Yeah, that's what I just did, man.
But you got to give the actual link, dude.
Nah, there's no link. You just go to YouTube and you search Sons of Montezuma. That's it.
Oh, come on, dude.
Come on.
Yeah,
man.
that's it. That's it.
Come on, dude. At least ask them to be a subscriber.
All right, on behalf of K5 James, Dirtball Dan, I'm Mateo San Diego. Before you shut this off, make sure you go subscribe right now to our Sons of Montezuma YouTube channel, where we're gonna have tons of videos this season, man. Coach C is back. He's back for another year to break down film on the games. We got all our podcasts up there and plenty of other interviews. So definitely check out Sons of Montezuma on our YouTube, and a big thank you to everybody for following on Instagram and Twitter. A lot of new faces, a lot of new names coming across, following and joining the Sons of Monte crew. If you are local and you are a season ticket holder and you're going to be there this Saturday at the scrimmage, 5 p.m. kickoff, we're going to be there early, Dan. 1 o'clock sound good?
Yep.
All right, we're going to be breaking out the tailgate gear. We got flags for sale, so definitely DM us on any of our social media accounts if you want an official Sons of Montezuma tailgate flag. We have a limited print run, so they might go fast. So get those DMs to us very soon, and we'll have it there waiting for you at the tailgate this Saturday, 5 p.m. kickoff. We'll be there at 1. We'll be there at 1, getting ready, getting comfortable, getting loose. All right. Until then, sonsofmontezuma.com. Go Aztecs. All right.